Hello, mysteries!
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Throwing a battery around, I'm sure that can't be good for the battery.
Probably not.
I'll put it down then. Lucy! 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 I have a fun story for you guys. And you know nothing about the, well, I mean, I guess you do know the story, but Tyler wasn't there for it because it happened like almost 2 years ago. And it's a fun one, it's a fun ride, and it's a little, I tell people and then I wonder why they don't think I'm like...
Sane?
Well, like...
Normal?
Intelligent. Why am I allowed to do things? Why am I'm stupid. Like, they gotta look at me and be like, this girl's an idiot.
It's okay, because you're cute.
Actually, yeah, it was probably like in August of 2019. It was in July or August. I was with Jordan and Cody and then my ex, and Austin showed up later that day too. But we went to the Springdale Cemetery because that's where we started like doing stuff. But we were at the cemetery and we were like taking pictures and like going to the haunted spots there and talking about it. Like, we made a video about it. We were just like hanging out, walking around, getting lost. We saw some nuns jogging, like average day for us, you know. We went to like this one spot of the cemetery. I don't even remember like what it was. It was like you remember that massive pillar, the stone pillar that we saw? Mm-hmm. Me and Jordan were like, oh, we want to take a picture of that because we were like going all over the cemetery taking pictures for our Instagram, and I'll show you the picture. I have it in my camera roll. I'll post it up here. But we took like a bunch of pictures. We went and did a bunch of videos, and we were just like hanging. We were there for like 3 or 4 hours just chilling. We were standing there and we were taking the picture, and we took like a bunch of pictures doing a bunch of different like poses, and we didn't realize that that was a grave or something, or there were graves by it. Does that look like a grave?
That specifically?
Yeah.
Not really.
Because we were like touching it and taking pictures with it, and there was like running water by it, and so like there was some energy there, and we didn't like think anything of it. We just like took the pictures and then kept going. And then fast forward, we left and we went to Cody's apartment. And when we got to the apartment, we were like, oh, let's use the Ouija board and see if any spirits followed us home. That's the first no-no. That's the first no-no right there. And
first of so many.
So we're sitting in Cody's living room, and so like the front door would be right there, and then off to that side, like right there where the window is, that whole wall was like a sliding door that led out to a little balcony. And then like the couch was like a few feet in front of the balcony. It was like one of those couches, like the L shape, so it went across like the back wall back there and then like across the side wall. And like over here is like the kitchen and stuff. So I was sitting with my back facing the sliding door, and Jordan was facing the sliding door, and we had like the little table between us. And then like Cody and my ex were on the couch, and then Austin was beside me, and we were just chilling. And me and Jordan were the ones that used the Ouija board because like our energies match, and like I don't trust using it with anybody else but him. We started like being like, oh, is anybody here? Did anybody follow us home from the cemetery? And we were like, you can use your energy to talk to us. And like it started being like, yes, like answering all of our questions. And then we were like, okay, who are you? And it started spelling out M-A-M-A, and it just kept going, mama. So we were like, are you a mom? And then it like went to no. And we were like, well, who are you then? Like, where did you come from? And then it started like spelling out words, but we didn't, like, it was not in English. And so Cody and Austin and my ex, they're on Google Translate trying to figure out what language it is and what it's saying. They got to like Mandarin Chinese. We were like, oh, are you from China? And it was like, just like messing with us at that point. And it said yes. We were like, are you stuck here? Do you need help? What's wrong? And it kept saying mama, 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 like going back and forth, back and forth. And it was getting like faster and faster. And we were like, what, like, is your mom here? Are you a mom? And then it went to yes. And we were like, oh, you're a mom? Like, do you have a daughter? And it said yes. And we were like, well, is your daughter like not letting you cross or something? Are you stuck here because of her? And it said no. And then it went back to saying mama. And we were like, what's going on? And in like that time, like the energy was like fun and positive. And then when it just kept saying mama, it just started to get like negative, like darker, like you could just feel like it drop, and it felt so heavy, and you could just tell it didn't feel right, and everybody was like just trying to like laugh it off, and we just like thought it was a joke. We thought like, oh, haha, like whatever, like we weren't scared, we didn't think anything bad could happen. And then it said like leave or something, and it just kept spelling out like random things. And now that I think about it, I think it was Latin, because it just sounds like stuff that would like be Latin. I don't know. It said leave, and we were like, oh, you want to leave? Like, you can go, like you can go. And it said door. It spelled out door, and we were like, what, the front door? And it said no. And then we all looked, like I looked behind me, and everybody just looked at the glass sliding door, and we said, do you want to go out that door? And it said yes. We asked if it wanted us to open the door, and it said yes. And so Cody gets up and he sprints across the room and just flings the door open. And I remember this, like it was not windy at all in the cemetery, at all, nothing. And the whole time we were at Cody's, no wind. I even looked out the window after Cody opened the door, no wind. The trees were still, but just a huge gust of wind came in, and all of us felt it. But the trees weren't moving, nothing was moving, but like my hair was blowing, and the air conditioner wasn't on, the fan wasn't on, because it was a really nice day. So there was nothing that could have caused like the draft. And it lasted for like probably like 15 to 20 seconds, and we were all just like frozen staring at the door. We were all just like in shock staring at the door, and then finally it stopped, and we all just like came out of the trance, and we like looked around at each other like, what the hell just happened? And Cody was like, so should I close it? And we were like, yeah, close it. And he closed it, and then he goes and sits back down, and we just like are like talking about what happened. And then we heard like a rustling. On the glass door are like the blinds that go up and down, like from the ceiling to the floor. And we look over, and one of them falls, like just comes off the thing and falls. And we are frozen again, staring at it. And then another one falls a few seconds later. And then a few seconds later, another one falls. And I just remember that 3 of them fell. So that was obviously a no-no sign. We didn't think of it as a no-no sign. We thought of it as a haha funny joke. So we laugh it off as a joke. And then last year, when me and Jordan were doing our October videos, we were doing a history of ZoZo. I was like going down the hole of YouTube videos, learning everything I can, and then I come to a video that says that if it says mama repeatedly going from M to A, from M to A, that it's ZoZo. And I was like,
where'd you go?
Literally, like I texted Jordan right at that moment. I was like, we are idiots, like you're not gonna believe this. Did we contact ZoZo? I don't know, but it definitely felt negative. We're probably extremely lucky that nothing bad did happen to us. And then it said that you were supposed to like burn the board or throw it away if you make contact with a demon. am probably the most powerful demon, and we didn't, and it's still right there and I still use it. So yeah, we're probably really lucky nothing bad did happen to us, but there was a very off feeling in that apartment ever since that happened, and they have since then moved out. I feel bad for whoever's living there now if there's something in there. But yeah, that's one of our first...
It's okay, you can't be held legally liable if a demon that you invited into a house kills somebody. And they don't have any legal precedent for pressing charges on someone for death by demon.
So that was probably like the first demonic encounter I've had. There's probably been many more and I just didn't realize it. I don't know. Have you ever had a spooky encounter with a Ouija board or anything? Because I'm pretty sure I have. What's wrong with me?
Well, that's a question that none of the smartest people in the world could ever answer.
Aww. Well, at least it makes good entertaining stories for a couple years later. I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you next time for another spooky video. Maybe I'll be alive to be there or not.
You're the reason I'm gonna go gray.